I was
Now
about to say,
audio's. Now your audio's up.
never mind. Let's do this.
All right. What's going on, dear viewers? This is your gracious host, Kaine Walker, back with another episode of the Monkey Paw, episode 20. Joined by my co-host, Soups. How's it going, bro?
Going good. Happy to be here again on a proper stream this time.
Yeah, last time, I don't know what happened. Everything shit itself. But we're back trying again. Same 3 topics as last time, so we're not behind a week. You still got your episode within the 2-week window. And we can still have our proper break for more topics to flood in. To be honest with you, we already have 3 more topics we could talk about, but more than 3 topics, especially with how long we go up on each topic, probably be like way too long, especially with the other stuff we have to do. But enough yammering before we get to some more yammering. I'm gonna
You're doing a lot of yammering.
Right, I'm about to bring up the first topic of the night. That is going to be oh yeah, that's right. I do it that way now. Haha. The picture is above the topic. Okay. In case people aren't able to see that, I'm gonna zoom in.
Let me
that's good.
just pass it around to some of our followers.
Cool. Want me to wait a second or just start reading?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so this next one's going to be from Forbes. It says, anti-woke critics of The Boys mocked on social media as creators say the series was always a satirical right-wing critique. See, that's the problem. No one cares about your political critiques when they're watching a show about superheroes, man. No one cares about that.
Hold up. I will say this. There's only a bit of there's like half truth in there. Throughout the time I've been watching The Boys has been very open about like what political leanings it's been on and all that. And it's like it tries to make fun of both, but it's more clearly one-sided than the other. Like
Well, I wouldn't have gotten into this
70% it
anyway.
makes fun of it spends most of its show making fun of like Christians, patriots, those type of people. And then on the other hand, it makes fun of like Hollywood, makes fun of corporations, celebrity culture, like things like that. That to me is where it's like the most fun. But I would not even call it a superhero show since all the quote unquote superheroes are just corrupt. They're just corrupt villains, assholes, playing heroes.
Yeah, you would know more than me. I haven't watched the show. I just heard about the critique. So, says the 4th season of the Amazon Prime video hit series The Boys is rattling some anti-woke critics and has a much lower audience score on Rotten Tomatoes than its predecessors. But the show's creators have said the series was always intended to be a satirical critique of right-wing politics. I mean, you can't use that as a shield for you obviously being a lot more ham-fisted with your personal politics in the show. Like, people don't become this polarized in one direction out of nowhere. It's like Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It did the same exact thing. Like, Brooklyn Nine-Nine was just a regular-ass TV show until there was a noticeable difference between the last few seasons and the last one. I think it was the last one or the last 2. They started.
I think it was the last season.
The very last season, yeah, they started going very heavy on the identity politics, and it was just really stupid. It ruined everything. It was such a great show, But anyway, before I continue, you got anything you want to add?
Yeah, just to follow on what I was saying earlier, most people that were watching the show were more like guys that were following like Critical Drinker, things like average folks already knew where the show kind of leaned in like the first couple of seasons, but like first season, no one minded the stuff it was making fun of because it was the story itself was still like front and center. That being it's essentially like a revenge type of story. Dude, where the main guy lost his girlfriend because superhero like basically knockoff Flash ran right into her, basically blew her up on impact, and he walked off scot free. Like everyone covered it up for him. So that was basically like made the story what it was, and it just had a lot of dark humor, satire, like things like that. But now it just like you said earlier, it's really ham-fisting the politics side of it. Like it's not even satire anymore. They're really hamming up the they're basically hamming up Homelander Trump. That's what they're trying to do.
I mean, given
Homelander
that
is
this
like
was
the worst
always, go
imaginable
ahead,
person. Just saying
repeat
like
that
cause
last part.
and Homelander is like well, I was trying to say Homelander is like the worst person imaginable. Like any bad thing you could think of, he's done it at least once.
I mean, given that this
And
was
he's
always
essentially just
their,
an evil Superman knockoff. Again, another evil Superman knockoff.
given that this was always their plan, um, shit, where was I going with that? Because you started talking again when I thought you were done. Given that this was always their plan, like, would anyone be off base by choosing not to watch the show, even if there's like, because I've talked about this before, like, this is what they do. They'll give you a show that is like 95% escapism and then sprinkle in 5% woke. And then over time, they'll flip it to where it's 95% woke, 5% escapism. So, like, why do people still insist on being charmed by the good that's in the show when they know, since they've seen the pattern, that eventually the show is just gonna become extremely left leaning eventually? Like, why can't they just make a show that's 100% escapism with no reference to any of their personal politics? Why is that so hard for them?
That is the
Like,
question
why do people get
indeed.
fooled? Why do people get fooled by this show again, or a show like this again?
Oh well, okay, wait, hang on. Okay. That's a bit different because one at the time the boys came out, the boys at the time was basically the subversion to everything that was going on in Hollywood. So that's what really drew people into it because even like if it made fun of like Christian stereotypes, people didn't necessarily mind because the what really drew people in was that they were making fun of themselves essentially. They were making fun of like the things people hated the most at the time.
I mean, yeah, but it's safe
So
to make
if
fun
it
of
came off
Christians.
preachy, it was so minuscule, and you wouldn't have thought that they would actually basically flip on how to say flip itself in a 180. And
Yeah,
it's
you wouldn't
essentially
think they
like
were.
after season two when
You wouldn't
people
think they're
started
bait and
falling off,
switching.
like people started dropping the show. Hold up, what? Yeah,
What's up,
season
Rudy?
2 and 3 were when people started dropping off the show. Sorry, keep going.
Nah, you're good. I was just about to say, um, so shit. What was I about to say? I said something about a bait and switch. You said at the beginning, the show wasn't that bad. Like, you wouldn't think that the show would bait and switch you, but that's what they. What I'm saying is that's what they end up doing. Like, every time they'll make you think they're not gonna bait and switch, and then they'll do it. It's like everyone really wants to give Hollywood the benefit of the doubt when they don't deserve it. Like, even back then, back when this show came out, there was a bunch of shit that had bait and switched people already. You know what I mean? So It would have been nice if this show was different, but chances are it wasn't gonna be. You know what I mean? And I know I'm speaking retroactively because this happened, but still. I don't know. It's just a shame. It'd be nice to just have a good TV show without this shit happening.
I Oh, actually, one I was gonna comment or to comment to that. I think it's just that there's just such a damn pattern of like you get like a really good decent show, and so you want to keep following to see where it ends because now you're invested in its story and the plot of characters. But then the writer, who more likely than not leans one way on the political spectrum, starts getting overconfident and uh just, just starts putting in all of his own ideology, his own messaging in there, and it just ruins everything. Like I said, granted, the boys always was kind of that way, but it wasn't like beating you over the head with it. It was just here's a little humor right there. Well, hey, come watch all this cast of characters mentally struggling against one another with blood and gore galore, you know.
I'll let you get more into what you've seen so far, because you said you watched up until episode 5, right?
Yeah, I've caught up on the boys like all the way through.
Cool. All right. So, key facts from the article. It says the first 3 episodes of The Boys season 4 premiered on Prime Video last week, and several elements of the plot and new characters have drawn criticism from allegedly turning the superhero series woke. Though the new season boasts a strong 95% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes, the audience score stands at just 51%, much lower than the previous 3 seasons, and the only to have a rotten score. In the season's first episode, a primary character, Frenchie, is revealed to be pursuing a relationship with a male character, suggesting that Frenchie, who has previously pursued women, may be bisexual, which means gay, and causing some fans to lament that they made Frenchie gay, which, I mean, usually when they do that, they call a character bisexual, but you never see them date a woman again, so they're effectively fucking gay. So, I mean, it's just a Trojan horse.
Or if it's a girl, or if it's a woman, you're never gonna see him date a man again after once they date a woman.
They're effectively lesbian. So the season also introduces a new character, Sister Sage, a black woman who is considered the smartest person in the world, and a tweet by video game publication IGN introducing her garnered hundreds of replies, many of which criticize her inclusion as woke. Some critics on social media accuse the show of pushing an anti-Donald Trump message, though many others pointed out that the creators of the show have long maintained a Trump-inspired. Wait a minute. The creators of the show have long maintained Trump inspired the main antagonist of the series. Trump-inspired Homelander? I don't know if that's an insult or a compliment. I'm not going to lie to you.
I put it this way. I mean, okay, because here's the thing with that. They make Homelander like say some like Trump sayings in like in the obviously wrong context to make it look.
I don't know.
To make him look bad.
I don't know. I have no idea. I haven't watched The Boys. I'm using you as my what's it called? My codex for the show.
No, that's why I'm commenting. That's why I'm trying to put my input on this. Like, yes, they did. They are trying to do a Homelander Trump like gimmick.
That's crazy. The Boys, created by writer-producer Eric Kripke, first premiered on Prime Video in 2019 and takes place in a universe where superheroes are real and powerful figures in society, though they abuse their powers and engage in corrupt behavior. The Emmy-winning series has been interpreted by some. Damn it! The Emmy-winning series has been interpreted by some viewers as having an anti-right-wing tilt, with Kripke describing the series as a story about the intersection of celebrity and authoritarianism, and how social media and entertainment are used to sell fascism. Some viewers have perceived one character, the antagonist superhero Homelander, as a metaphor for Trump. Kripke told Rolling Stone in 2022 that Homelander has always been a Trump analog for me, pointing to the character's combustible mix of complete weakness and insecurity and just horrible power and ambition. Okay.
Oh my god.
Days before the premiere of season 4, Kripke told The Hollywood Reporter that viewers who think the show is too woke should go watch something else, and they have responded accordingly. He also expressed surprise some viewers perceive the Trump-inspired Homelander as a series hero. What do you say to that? The show's many things... Huh?
Hold on, wait. Rewind that. Rewind that?
What part?
Say that last bit again?
He also expressed surprise some viewers perceived the Trump-inspired Homelander as the series hero.
That is absolute gaslighting. Total gaslighting.
Do they really? I don't know. Everyone who I've heard describe Homelander doesn't really describe him as a hero. Certainly not in the vein of Superman.
Not. I'm telling you, Homelander is not a hero by design.
Yeah, I don't.
The only reason people like him is just because he is the character that is hard carrying the show. He is like the best character because he is the worst person in the objectively worst person in the show. He's the main villain of the series.
Gotcha.
And of course it helps Anthony Starr is really good actor. He's like award worthy acting in that. And Homelander has like the best script. Him, another main character, Butcher, who's like an anti-hero kind of dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're like the two main guys that carry the show, the plot. They carry the plot, kicking and screaming when everyone else is in their own drama, subplot, whatever. I'll be honest with you, most of the subplots in the show are very boring for the most. There's only one other subplot that's like kind of interesting at the moment.
Really?
Back to topic. Like in terms of Homelander, no one sees him as a hero. Absolutely no one. They like him because he's just the better character of the show.
Got you. He has a quote here that expresses his surprise. He says, "What do you say to that? The show's many things. Subtle isn't one of them." Oh, shit, if I would have heard that. If I would have heard that at any point, well, I never watched the show, period. But if I would have heard that shit any time before the premiere of season 1, probably wouldn't have watched this shit, because I know what that means. The show's not subtle. I know what the fuck that means. What were you about to say?
Season 1, I would argue it was a little more subtle, or at least on the back end.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could easily just put off like some of the political jokes that they were making, and even then, like I said, some of it was actually funny at the time. But no, they after season 2 or 3, they really stopped being subtle, and it's just kind of annoying at this point in season 4 because.
It's starting to overtake what you're there to see. It's starting to overtake what you're actually there to see. Yeah.
Yeah, basically, it's if I were to quote Critical Drinker, The Boys was basically started as the Rage Against the Machine, and now they're just a part of the machine now. Which is ironic because Rage Against the Machine is technically the band itself is basically that too.
Yeah. It says many social media users mocked others who lamented the anti-Trump undertones of season 4. It took some people 4 seasons to realize The Boys was making fun of them the whole time, one user tweeted, garnering nearly 350,000 likes. See, I mean, it can't be a lie because the creators are coming out and saying that, right? They're endorsing basically this interpretation. It was always against the right wing. So like, how can that guy be wrong? Like if I heard that shit, I'd feel like a fucking dumbass for watching and getting invested in The Boys. You know what I mean? This is the exact type of shit we talk about all the time. They bait for 3, bro. They bait for 3 whole seasons and then switch up on season 4. That's fucked up. That's grimy. Go ahead.
It's, yeah, I was gonna yeah, I was gonna say okay, because this follows back to what I was trying to say earlier. People didn't mind that it was like making fun of like Christian stereotypes, patriot stereotypes, just because most of the people watching are people that are used to being made fun of, and hell, they make fun of themselves like time
Because
to time.
I mean, it's safe.
People
Like,
had a self aware.
I would
People
have a
have a self
problem.
awareness.
I would have a problem with that, not because making fun of them is a bad thing. I believe any group of people should be able to be mocked, which leads to my next point. That would be fine if they made fun of everyone, but they don't. They don't make fun of Islamists. They don't make fun of Jews. They don't make fun of any other religion except Christianity. That's it. No, everybody else is off limits. They don't make fun of Antifa types or communists. They make fun of patriots. They don't make any of the non-patriot conservative types or non-Christian types look goofy. They don't make them look extreme. They don't do any of that shit. They don't satirize them. They've only been satirizing what it's safe to satirize. And I don't know why people haven't picked up on that as long as this show's been running. You know what I mean?
Which also adds to what I was saying earlier. Most people drop the show like a good, or at least a good chunk of people dropped the show like at season 2 when they started doing when they had like that kind of shoved in girl power moment where a bunch of the main girls teamed up to beat up this gender bent character from the boys comics. And I'm gonna say the boys comics is way worse than the show. Like, I don't know about it politics wise, but like the material, the plot itself is so bad. It's edgy garbage. Like, so
It's
made
fake
by a
edgy.
dude who hates superheroes. Like, it's filthy, man. It's a filthy series made by a dude that hated superheroes. Somehow got a job for DC though. I have no, I can't fathom it, man. I just cannot fathom how a dude like that got a job.
Yeah, it says here that tweet got over 350,000 likes. And I'll read it again. It took some people 4 seasons to realize the boys was making fun of them the whole time, one user tweeted, garnering nearly 350,000 likes. One scene from the 4th season in which a right-wing character gives a bizarre speech about children being forced to become transgender, which references the QAnon-affiliated adrenochrome conspiracy theory, went viral on X. Is that a fucking... I don't think that's the... No, I really don't... I don't think the transgenderism thing has anything to do with adrenochrome. I'm pretty sure that's different. Unless they're saying that he references that in his speech. Whatever.
Yeah, he doesn't reference the Chrome like by title, but the transgender thing, yeah, there is a scene where a guy basically goes like on a whole tangent, spouting all of that, and it's supposed to come off as like insane, like it's what is he talking
It's
about?
really hard to
Oh,
make that shit come off as insane when you've seen interviews from actual people whose parents made them go through with that shit and they're trying to reverse it. Like, that's why shit like that doesn't work. When you try to satirize the truth, like in this manner, it just comes off as tone deaf. You know what I mean? It's just bizarre. Like, the fact that you're trying to satirize it is bizarre. Not because you end up making the fucking character sound sensible. You know? I don't know. What was the context of him? What was the context?
Oh, okay. Well, I believe the scene was that the main characters, the boys team, is sneaking into this Homelander rally led by this character named Firecracker, who's basically the embodiment of like every racist white country girl stereotype garnered into one. Has a group of followers that are basically all like stereotypical far right wing racist Alex Jones conspiracy theorist type of people.
Oh my god.
And at the event they had this dude going on a whole rant about like all the let's see, transgen. Well, one part was
Oh, it was
transgenderism,
a
and I think another
rally.
one was referencing another part was hang on, was another thing he was referencing. Was yeah, basically yeah, it was child grooming, child grooming.
Oh,
Yeah, I think
okay.
that was another one. And and I think I'm not sure if it's in that specific scene, but there is a one part where they talk about like Antifa. They talk about the LGBT like crowd, like the bash on Starlight's crowd, because
Oh.
in the context of the show, she garnered a huge crowd of people behind her because she left Vought, the company that owns the superheroes, quote unquote,
Mm-hmm.
and she basically is basically like a Homelander versus Starlight, left and right analogy going on. Left being Starlight's crowd, of course.
That shit is boring as fuck, bro. Like half the topics you're bringing up, I don't even
Like the
want to get
part,
into for real, because it's just more politics, like already. Like it's just go ahead and finish.
yeah, I was gonna say like in the show, you could do it without the political thing because it would have just been an obvious good versus evil type of thing going on. Since Homelander comes from a corrupt corporation that owns everything, and he himself is like the figure of it, and Starlight's the underdog. But nah, they didn't. They're going like they went full left and right political election analogy on that. It's ugh. It's so bad to look at, man.
Jesus Christ, bro. Continuing on. How much we got left, actually? I'm gonna highlight that part. Okay, we actually don't have that much more. In another viral tweet with more than 200,000 likes, film critic Eric Anderson posted, right-wing fans of The Boys finally realizing the show has been making fun of them the entire time. With a picture of a character from the series Euphoria asking, what is this what is this, what? Oh, wait, is this fucking play about us? Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Go ahead.
Uh, yeah, this article, yeah, the creator. Oh, okay. Well, I feel okay. In hindsight, yeah, maybe there should maybe I just blame it on people not knowing at the time. But in hindsight, having a very obvious like politically lefty showrunner, a comic made by a dude that hates superheroes, was probably a recipe for disaster. But no one knew that at the time, and people by then. But when watching the show, they did obviously get that. Hey, yeah, they are kind of making fun of us, but whatever, we can roll with it. We like to make
I
fun of each
mean,
other too.
I
And
mean,
then
I,
now
I
it's
want
just
to
become
clear.
oh god, they really don't like us. They really just don't like us.
I do want
Wow.
to clear this up though. Like I know what's happening. I know exactly what's happening, right? So in the first 3 seasons, they were a lot more subtle about it, but now that they're more brazen when they clearly weren't prior, now they're running with a new narrative that, oh, it's always been this way when it fucking hasn't. And it's now like it's everywhere now in the show. So now that they've done this, the leftist fans are now retroactively going, it's always been this way, just like they do with everything else, like with the fucking female space
X-Men, like with X-Men.
marines. Yeah, female space marines, non-binary morph. You know how they do. Like they'll change some shit that's obviously not meant to be changed, and then they'll go, "It's always been this way," knowing damn well that it wasn't always this fucking way. So I know what's going on, but like, given they're doing that now, it might be time to course correct. You know what I mean? Whatever
I like
season they come out with next, motherfuckers just don't even worry about it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I do find it funny because way before this happened, I found a tweet that said that the fifth season of The Boys was gonna be the last season. And way before this whole thing happened, I was just thinking, good, because I really I don't want this thing to drag on because I feel like it's gonna hit that point where it starts dragging its feet, or it's gonna start padding for the runtime with like plots that people stop caring about at this point.
Should have probably
Of the
ended in season
characters,
3.
like the side character, because like season 3 at least had like a mostly good payoff in my opinion, but there were subplots that either one I didn't really care about, or two just kind of left me disappointed. And in this case, there's only like one subplot I semi care for, and another one that should be interesting, but they're just not really into that one. And the other ones I just stopped caring for.
Gotcha. Okay, so the last wing of the article reads, some social media users drew comparisons between The Boys and The Acolyte, a Disney Plus series set in the Star Wars universe. This has drawn anti-woke backlash this month. An interview of The Acolyte creator Leslie Headland, a queer woman, and lead actress Amandla Stenberg went viral after the two laughed when the interviewer suggested they made the gayest installment in Star Wars franchise, which Star Wars is not about being gay, bro. Like, that's literally not the point of Star Wars at all. Like, Star Wars isn't about anyone's identity unless you're talking about Jedi or fucking Sith. That's it. Like, it's just so odd.
I would just I would just like to thank Forbes for not bringing up that she's the personal assistant to Harvey Weinstein. Yeah, that's so generous of them.
I mean, I don't know. To be fair, there's not really a huge there's not really an organic reason to bring that up in an article if they're just playing it straight.
There's no need for organic reason, man. I would. There's no organic reason.
I mean, no,
man.
I get that,
if it was me,
but if they're playing it straight,
every single time.
No, I get it. If they're playing it straight, there's no organic reason to bring that up, but that is still a fair criticism. Like, I'm not gonna take that away from it, but Forbes seems to just be playing it straight. Like, this article doesn't seem biased in either direction to me. Because they put woke in quotation marks, but they also put gayest installment in Star Wars franchise in fucking quotation marks. So, like, I think they're just playing it straight. And Stenberg also replied, Star Wars is so gay already. I mean, have you seen the fits? Okay, the series' third episode. I don't know what she meant by that, bro. I have no idea. I don't know. Apparently the clothes are gay. I don't know, man. I don't fucking know what they be telling these actors to go up there and say. I don't know. The series' third episode, which aired last week, drew further criticism from fans who felt a controversial plotline broke Star Wars canon. In the episode, Stenberg's character is implied to have been conceived by two female witches who used the Force, prompting critics to slam the lesbian space witch plot and others to question whether their birth diminishes Anakin Skywalker's status as the Chosen One, as he was also born by the Force. The series has been review bombed on Rotten Tomatoes with just a 14% audience score.
You could say review bomb all they want, but it just sucks, man. It's gonna get a huge, like a terribly huge score.
I mean, the birth of that term came in Marvel, bro. Or no, it wasn't Captain Marvel, I don't think. It was something else. What was it? The Marvels? Or was it Captain Marvel? I think it was Captain Marvel.
It was Ghostbusters 2016. I remember hearing that a while back.
Oh, fuck. Yes, that's right. That's right. It was them first. You're right. It was Ghostbusters 2016. That's not review bombing, though. Like, review bombing was always a gaslight. Like, it was... First of all, I can tell whether or not something's gonna be shit based on the trailer, and I'm tired of people pretending you can't do that. You can absolutely fucking do that. The original Ghostbusters were all male. and had nothing to do with any sort of fucking stupid ass identity politics. It was a bunch of guys who hunted ghosts. But in this movie, it's clearly some female empowerment bullshit. All of the characters have been sex swapped, and it's not any of the original Ghostbusters. And nobody fucking asked for it or wanted it. Matter of fact, people would have sooner asked for a sequel to Ghostbusters with the original cast, and I'm sure it had already been done long before the idea to have an all-female Ghostbusters was conceived. But, you know, whatever. I guess it's unfair.
They also,
Go ahead.
I say they also when they also it's even worse because they did cast like all the original actors of Ghostbusters, but, like as all complete jerks, like in the movie. Like they're playing different characters, but they're all jerks to the main girls.
They were in the movie.
It's so weird. Bill Murray himself was in the movie, and so was I don't know why the other two actors' names not coming to mind, but not Venkman though, because his actor already passed away before that happened.
Man, just weird. Man, this is just annoying. Like, it gets worse when we're gonna get into the second topic. It just seems like more and more we get examples of these Hollywood activists masquerading as writers and showrunners being incapable of just writing a normal story, to the point where the simplest concepts elude them, and they can't they'll have a complete layup and they can't entertain you off that. They have like almost 100 years worth of source material that they could easily just copy and paste to the silver screen via a different medium, and they just won't do it, even though it would make them tons of money and everyone would enjoy it. But that's not what they want, clearly.
It's even more egregious when like with comic books, like even before like they started hopping on all those like the dumb woke trends, they still wouldn't even try to like adapt like hero costumes or supervillain costumes like the comics do, like with X-Men. Instead of
I don't think we've had anyone
Wolverine, they just went like a boring black one.
We have not had anyone just take a fucking costume from the book and just try to be as accurate as possible. We've never had it. And as much praise as we give Sam Raimi, he's also guilty of that. He's very guilty of that as well.
I will give him I still give him credit for this, because the Spider-Man suit is still like very mostly recognizable to the
I mean, yeah, you could still tell it's Spider-Man for sure, and I'm not gonna lie, I still like that costume because of like it's a symbol of the memories we carry from that film series. But I mean, the costume is flawed, like that's a fact. But given that we have imprinted the memories onto that suit, I guess that would be the reason why people kind of want to deviate a little and try to make their own movie themed costume. So there's also that argument. So I get it.
Very loose. It's a very loose argument though, because I mean, well, actually, yeah. What kind of flaws would we even say the Spider-Man suit from the Raimi trilogy has? Because like they got the patterns, like aside from the logo being different, which is not as from the comic, I don't really see much of a flaw.
I mean, the colors are darker, the webbing is thicker. The webbing isn't plastic; it's cloth. It's just woven cloth, like the other costume. The spider on the back isn't small; it's bigger. But like I said, like that is a very small price to pay for what we got in exchange with those films, man. Very small.
Yeah, fair enough.
But before we wax on,
gonna pull the next topic on the screen.
Yep, you read my mind. I was about to say. Before we wax on, we're going to bring the next topic up. Speaking of movies. This next one's going to be from Deadline. How do you pronounce his name, bro? There's always some name I can't pronounce. How do you pronounce that?
Fuck. I have no clue. I almost read that as Yan. I almost read that as Yan Damage.
How do you pronounce that? Damn it.
Mandy?
I'm
Benny?
not, bro. I'm
Benny?
just gonna call
Mandy?
him. I'm gonna call him Yan. I'm just gonna call him Yan, bro. Yan exits as Blade director. Let's see why, because I was hoping I could get an article on the actor too to see if we could hear some of his thoughts on what happened. So it says here, director Yan has exited Marvel Studios' long-anticipated reboot of Blade. Deadline has confirmed. Attached to the film since 2019, when he joined Marvel chief Kevin Feige at San Diego Comic-Con to roll out the project, Marshala Ali remains aboard. Yeah, Marshala. Marshala Ali remains aboard to star, we're told. Bro, I'm sorry, bro. These names are fucking me up. I'm sorry. Sources stressed.
You, man. It's people say like Mahershala, like Mahershala.
I was about to say the same shit.
Or Mahershala, just I don't know if the H is silent or not, but I'm pretty sure I had that right the first
It's
time.
Marshala. Yeah, it's Marshala. Sources stress that Yan's exit from the project was entirely amicable, though it signals perhaps another delay in Blade's path back to screens. Initially, prepping for production in fall 2022 before the exit of director Bassam Tariq, the project again faced delays last year amid the writer's strike. I'm going to ask that question after this. Marvel veteran Eric Pearson is writing the new Blade, which is slated for release on November 7th, 2025. Today's Blade news comes at a time when Marvel has begun recalibrating. Excuse me. Lifting the pressure to produce as much content as possible with a new mandate of 2 films per year. Titles coming up next for release, which are either almost done or well underway, include Deadpool and Wolverine, out in theaters July 26th, Captain America Brave New World, February 14th, 2025, Thunderbolts, May 5th, 2025, and Fantastic Four, July 25th, 2025. Otherwise known as Eric Brooks. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say, the more I hear about the Captain America, Thunderbolts, and Fantastic Four, less I like, especially Fantastic Four. Man, you already know how
I'm
you already know how much I hate hearing what I know about that.
Not excited for none of this shit. I'm sorry. I'm not. Oh
Deadpool
man.
and Wolverine's probably the only one of the 4 that I'm gonna watch.
I'm probably not gonna watch that shit in theaters, bro. Otherwise known as Eric Brooks, the character of Blade was first introduced in The Tomb of Dracula number 10 in 1973. Created by writer Marv Wolfman and illustrator Gene Colan. He's a half-vampire, also referred to as a daywalker, who possesses the strengths of vampires without their typical vulnerabilities, except for a modified version of their bloodlust. Starring Wesley Snipes. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I always thought hearing them called Blade Daywalker in the first movie, that always sounded so cool to me, man. That's
I thought it was just a nickname.
It sounds badass.
I thought it was just a nickname because he was a Dampier.
Wait, it technically is like a nickname / title, kind of.
I mean, yeah, he's a Dampier. Like that's what he would be referred to as in folklore because he had a human mother, so. Yeah. But anyway, starring Wesley Snipes, the franchise's trajectory in film kicked off with 1998's Blade, directed by Stephen Norrington, with sequels Blade 2 and Blade Trinity, following in 2002 and 2004, respectively. Guillermo del Toro helmed the former, with David S. Goyer tackling the latter. Previously, the Blade franchise also expanded into television with Blade the series, which aired on Spike TV in 2006. I wonder if that was good.
Wait, it had a TV show?
I didn't know that either. No idea.
What the hell?
While Ali's Blade has yet made an appearance in the MCU, he was heard as the character in the post-credits scene from 2021's Eternals, directed by Chloe Zhao. Nominated for an Emmy for his work on HBO's Lovecraft Country, Yan is otherwise best known for the features White Boy Rick and 71. The Wrap was first to the news of his departure from Blade. Let's see what the comments say.
I
Ah,
kind of
that's that. Wait, oh, never mind. They're right here. No,
wait,
no, no,
wait,
they're here.
wait.
They're
Be back, Del Toro.
here. I agree. This is what? This is freaking Blade,
It's supposed to
guys.
say freaking Blade, but he misspelled it.
Yeah. This is freaking Blade, guys. He wears sunglasses and kills vampires with a freaking katana. How hard is it to get right? Exactly. Exactly. They have complete layup ideas, yet somehow they're trying to reinvent the fucking wheel to inject some social justice bullshit into it. Anyway, my guess is that they are using this to launch Midnight Suns, and that is probably causing a lot of changes behind the scenes as Marvel figures their stuff out. And this news is almost always old, meaning Marvel did this a while ago and probably already has a beat on their new director. Feige and Kathleen Kennedy need to go. I think they should just give it up on. I think they should just give it up on this one. Please don't put a stake in it, Feige. Marshala Ali, Delroy Lindo, and Maya Goth are perfect casting. Just get the script absolutely right and a great horror director on board like Fede Alvarez, Lee Cronin, Zach Krager, or Rob Savage ASAP. Unlike vampires, this perfect cast won't live forever. I don't know.
I still feel kind of weird about Ali, considering that just because he was in the Luke Cage show, and that show was technically supposed to be in the MCU until I guess they retconned that out.
Yeah, I don't know why they cast him in this either, because we are supposed to forget that he was Luke Cage. I don't know. It's just weird, man.
Well, he's not Luke Cage himself. He was a bad guy in the Luke Cage TV show.
Oh, really?
Like season 1.
Or he played in Luke Cage.
Yeah.
What was the Luke Cage actor's name? Do you know?
I forgot his name, but let me look him up real quick. Luke Cage cast. Mike Coulter.
Mike Coulter, yeah. Okay.
But like, given what they're doing with Daredevil, it is pretty safe to say they retconned Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Jessica Jones out of the MCU existence, even though they freaking reference the MCU like every now and then, which is kind of it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
I feel you.
Also, I find it weird that the Eternals made a post-credit scene to reference Blade when they have nothing to do with each other.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about either. Like, where would he even fit? Where would he fit? Usually, post-credit scenes have relevance.
Usually, they reference the next movie following right after, or at the very least, reference a character that they've worked with in like comics, or like Captain America, Iron Man.
Yeah.
Like they're actually very close. They have actually like a bit of a close history. I don't know. It just makes sense that way.
We might have time for a couple more articles too. These were all really short, unless this one ends up being long as hell. Part of me showing all of these articles together was to show how there seems to be a concerted effort to remove all facets of escapism, all the way as far as removing people who are actually fans of the franchise that they're working on. More directly, I'm talking about the article here that's from the Park Place. Says that there's a rumor Henry Cavill's Warhammer 40K show at Amazon might be shelved, right? And we had already heard news of him getting pushback for some of the ideas he wanted to implement in the show. Like, it's Warhammer 40K and he's knowledgeable on it from what I hear. So what could they possibly want him to take out? Go ahead.
Yeah, it's so confusing. Like, there's so many videos where he can spend like 10 minutes to an hour just fanboying about all the different factions he loves to play as in Warhammer, or some of the armies he's built in his past time.
This shit looks dope, bro. This art looks crazy.
Yes. Like,
looks
Warhammer
insane.
Consistently has like the most badass art associated with it, man.
This new
I've yet to see like a actually bad art of Warhammer anywhere.
Yeah, they take it too seriously. It says this new rumor comes
Good.
from
I like that.
YouTuber Arch of the Archcast channel. He explains right now the agreement in principle between Games Workshop and Amazon appears to be in effect. This means that a team at Amazon, a team of writers, is right now trying to write out a story that is going to be turned into the Warhammer 40K television show. They have, I believe, a few more months on this deadline for this project, and they have to hand it in, and then it either has to be greenlit or they have to have their writing date further postponed in the hope that they can produce something better further down the line, or the entire project will be shelved. He adds, those are the three opportunities. Either they have a project they'll go ahead with, they'll shelve the whole thing, or they will extend the deadline to try and get a decent product going. In other words, nothing is finalized yet. Absolutely nothing. There isn't even any money for the project allocated as far as my insider can tell on Amazon's behalf. No writing staff has been truly hired. No money has been truly allocated. What does that say?
No plans made.
Yeah, no plans have been truly made. Okay, so what is he saying? Let's see.
Just I wish. Wait, that's a long video.
We're not gonna watch that.
Man,
Or maybe not. Let me just not play it. Yeah, go ahead.
I wish Henry Cavill, I wish he hadn't. I guess he doesn't have enough money to just do Warhammer from Amazon.
He might,
or just complete.
Well, then I don't even think it's a. I don't think it's an issue of money. I think it's an issue of like him having the licensing. I really don't think he doesn't have the licensing. I don't think.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I wish he had. Well, to get the license, you had to buy it off of like Amazon, or was it Games Workshop?
He'd have to
buy them, or
he'd have to buy the rights to make a movie, like the licensing. Because Games Workshop didn't sell. They didn't sell the rights to Warhammer to Amazon. No, they're in a deal with them. They have like a license to do it for a certain amount of time.
Yeah. Okay, I get it. I wish you could just buy the license. Just buy the brand.
Just buy the whole brand. just make it all Henry Cavill's.
Just pull an Elon Musk and just buy the whole thing. That'd be hilarious.
It says Games Workshop shared in a blog post in the middle of December 2023 that the company had come to terms with Prime Video and Amazon MGM Studios to have an adaptation of Warhammer 40K brought to both the big and small screens. The company shared back in December last year, we announced Games Workshop and Amazon Studios had signed an agreement in principle to work together to bring the Warhammer 40K universe to the screens, big and small. Man, why did they repeat? I hate when they do that shit. It added, well, today we have... That shit's stupid. It added,
it's like they're doing a college paper. They gotta beat the word count.
It's fucking silly, and they should stop doing it. It says... It added, well, today we have an update, and it's one we've all been longing to hear. We've now signed the full agreement, and the next stage can begin. Oh, okay. All right. It says the company also shared, all we can tell you right now is that an elite band of screenwriters, each with their own particular passion for Warhammer, is being assembled to help bring the setting and characters you love to the screen. I don't know how much credibility I can lend to that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I just don't know. I don't know.
Well, not anymore after that. Not anymore after what they did to the lore, but to shove in a female space marines.
Did you know that they fucking canonized Sargon as a villain in Warhammer?
Wait, what?
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty fucking sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. They canonized Sargon of Akkad as a villain in Warhammer. I'm pretty fucking sure that
No,
happened.
no way.
Pretty fucking sure that
Wait, let
happened.
me look this up right now. Let me look this up right now.
Let me
Hold on,
continue
hold
while
on,
you're
hold on.
doing that. This illustrious group will be championed by Henry Cavill, who stands ready to take his place as executive producer, bringing his pen, sword, and or spear to the project. Okay, that gives me a little bit more faith, honestly. If Cavill's
No.
greenlighting the writers, I think I can bear with that. Hopefully Cavill doesn't screw us. As for when the first project might arrive, go ahead.
Henry Cavill, nah, he's not the type to like actually
Nah, I don't think
ruin a
so.
product. If Warhammer comes out and it fails, I'm gonna blame Games Workshop or Amazon. It's gonna be one of their faults.
As for when the first project might arrive, Games Workshop detailed, TV and film production is a mammoth undertaking. It's not unusual for projects to take 2 or 3 years from this point before something arrives on screen. Still, things are now properly rolling, and you can bet we'll bring you all the latest updates and cool snippets as soon as we're able. Henry Cavill announced he was helming the Warhammer Cinematic Universe shortly after he announced he would not be returning to play Superman in James Gunn's Superman Legacy. He shared to Instagram in December 2022, "For 30 years I have dreamt of seeing a Warhammer universe in live action. Now, after 22 years of experience in this industry, I finally feel that I have the skill set and experience to guide a Warhammer Cinematic Universe into life. Partnering with Natalie Viscuso at Vertigo has been a blessing beyond words. Without her, we might not have found the perfect home at Amazon. And having a home like Amazon will give us the freedom to be true to the massive scope of Warhammer. To all of you Warhammer fans out there, I promise to respect this IP that we love. I promise to bring you something familiar, and I endeavor to bring you something fantastic that is, as of yet, unseen." He added, "Our first steps are to find our filmmaker, creator, writer. Watch this space, my friends." Did you find it? You found it, didn't you? You found it, didn't you? You found it.
I think I did. I think this article might explain it.
You're kidding.
Let me send it to you real quick.
Wow,
Let me send
okay.
it to you.
He continued, "This is the stuff I've been dealing with since I was a kid. This is... What the fuck? This is the stuff I spend my free time," that was a typo, daydreaming about, "as an
Wait,
adult
what?
as well. This is That's part of the sentence, bro. What it should say is, "This is the sort of stuff I spend my free time daydreaming about as an adult as well, and I get to bring it into life, and there is no greater reason that I joined the industry than doing something like this, and I'm very happy to be here." If that's a direct quote, I would have cleaned that up just for reading purposes. He also
right? I'm like, if
yeah,
was because he's quoting Henry Cavill, right?
yeah.
I would have just. Yeah, you don't have to say exactly what he said if he was stuttering a bit.
Yeah, if it fucked up, bro, just clean it up for the paper. He also teased he might team up with director Matthew Vaughn when host Josh Horowitz asked, "Have you tried to get Matthew into Warhammer or gaming at all?" Cavill responded, "No, not yet." However, Vaughn retorted, "Gaming? I love gaming. What do you mean, gaming at all? But we've spoken." Cavill added, "Yeah." Vaughn continued, "Yeah, listen, I said I'd work with Henry in lots of different ways." Cavill concluded with a grin, "Yeah, watch the space." Cavill previously told Collider, "Warhammer is progressing very well. Big things are happening, and we are very excited." All right. Cool.
Bro, I sent you the article on the Monkey's Paw suggestions. If you want to take a look at it real quick.
So this article wasn't even really about a rumor per se. Like, a very small portion of this article was about that rumor. So
I mean, it is a rumor article.
I mean, yeah. Hopefully, it won't get shelved, and they won't fuck over Cavill.
We don't. Yeah, because no one has like any official sayings from Amazon or game devs relating to the show in particular. And Henry Cavill's very tight-lipped about it, outside of
Did you
optimism.
send me the article? Did you put it in chat?
I said I put it in the Monkey's Paw suggestion, unless you want me to put it in the VC chat.
Yeah, I put it in the stage chat real quick.
Okay. Here you go.
Oh my god.
Check the VC chat. So...
It's from that place again. Oh my god, it's real. I can't. What the fuck?
The One Piece is real.
Games Workshop villainizes political pundit Carl Benjamin, aka Sargon of Akkad, in Warhammer 40k.
Like the most chill dude in the Lotus Eaters podcast gets villainized in a Warhammer book. That's an unintentional flex right there.
Necromunda.
That's an unintentional flex.
Necromunda Road to Redemption, Mike Brooks. As reported by Fandom Pulse, ex-user Chainsword 40k brought this revelation to public attention while noting that Brooks is a woke activist and one of the most woke Black Library authors. Chainsword 40k posted, just a friendly reminder that Mike Brooks' new novel, Lilith Hesperix, Queen of Knives, will be released later this year. I won't tell you what to do, but I am not buying it. Mike Brooks is obsessed with gender identity and one of the most woke BL author. Here are some examples. Just a friendly reminder, blah, blah, blah. Okay, never mind. Okay, so the examples are... Oh, man. Those are actually snippets from the book. I guess I'll open this...
Mucho texto.
Yeah, I'll open this in case y'all want to...
I don't know if you want to read through all that.
I'm not, but I'm going to put it on screen in case people want to read through it in the playback.
Yeah.
Oh my, trans rights and Black Lives Matter. I've read enough. In Warhammer 40k? Yeah, I've read enough. Jesus Christ, bro. When I use the phrase ideologically possessed, bro, I'm not just pulling that out of my ass, bro. What the fuck? Whatever. From there, Chainsword 40k shared a number of screenshots to prove his assertions. First, he shared a screenshot of Brooks claiming that the Orc faction, the Freebooters, support pride, trans rights, and Black Lives Matter from August 2020. What the fuck?
Yeah,
it's an Orc faction. What?
Yeah, this guy is part of the entire checkbox list.
Dude, it's an Orc. It's an Orc faction from an alternate fucking reality. What the fuck, bro? If he knew anything about the Warhammer universe, any of that shit he just said is the least of their problems, bro. They have dark gods trying to create portals in the center of your mind to summon demons and shit. Nobody has time for this goofy ass shit. You serious? Nah, bro. Nah,
Aren't there videos out there where
this is the silliest shit
out there where people try
ever. Continue.
I was gonna say, are there videos out there where they try to where people have done skits where they parody bringing in all this type of ideological nonsense into fantasy brands?
I'm sure there's some. I haven't seen any.
I would love to see a hilarious parody skit where someone tried to bring all this into the actual Warhammer universe, and just have the evil factions just completely wipe them out without even thinking about it.
It would probably happen. Next, he shared It'd be pretty funny. Next, he shared a list of Brooks' activism being inserted into Warhammer 40k lore. It states, Black library author who just needs to insert real-life politics and a woke agenda into every piece of fiction he makes. Here are some of the finest examples in his novels. Wanted Dead. LGBTQ characters, gangsters that believe in the god empress instead of emperor. These are all examples of Warhammer 40k books, by the way. There is no god empress. Like, the god emperor is a real person. It's not even like he's not even a deity. If he is, he's a false deity. Like, he's a real person. There literally isn't a god empress. There's not one. That's not a thing.
I was gonna say the god. My understanding of the World God Emperor is that he was basically like,
He was
basically
human.
treated like one, like in universe.
Yeah, he's
But,
treated
even,
like a god,
through
yeah.
prophecy, yeah, I was gonna say, even through prophecy, in the lore, he is meant to represent. Basically, he's meant to be like a messiah figure or chosen one messiah figure.
Yeah, that's why people make the God Emperor Trump memes with the fucking gold armor. Pretty funny.
Those memes are metal as fuck, and I love those memes.
It's pretty funny. Another book called The Big Daka, featuring transgender Drukari. Man, whatever. Brutal Kunin.
More like Big Gaga, you know.
Oh no. Non-binary characters and gender-neutral pronouns. Renegades. Harrowmaster. Paraphrasing that Umberto Eco writes in Fascism. That's a language? Whatever.
No.
Road to Redemption. Writing villain known as Sargon, a god. Which is an obvious jab at Sargon of Akkad. Carl Benjamin. Lots of try-hard allegories of real-life politics. Like, they're not even... They're the least bit subtle you can get, bro. Like, he is beating the shit out of the audience.
Less subtle than, Bro, it's even less subtle than the Trump allegories we were just talking about with the boys.
It's about it. That's about as subtle as a suicide bombing, bro. I swear. It's ridiculous, bro. Like, another book called Lion, Sons of the Forest, New Pronouns and Gender Identity, which I'm pretty sure that's neo pronouns, implying that space marines could have some kind of romantic feelings for each other. Yeah, I'm pretty fucking sure they make it a point to make that literally impossible. Like, they're just engines of war and battle, and they can't even... I don't even think they make it... I'm pretty sure they make them infertile for that reason, right? I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty fucking sure that's part of the lore, that they don't want their minds...
We'd have to ask some legit
yeah, we would. We would, but...
fans.
I'm pretty fucking sure that's a thing, though. Like, I'm 99% sure that's a thing. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty fucking sure. Rites of passage. Yep, you guessed it. Neo-pronouns, pushing his own ideology into the characters' mouths. Oh, boy. Mike Brooks, Black library author who just needs to insert repeating themselves again. That's the Twitter post. The user then shared excerpts from various books to prove his point. He shared the excerpt from Necromunda, Road to Redemption, that depicts Sargon, a god, as a slave master getting killed by a character named Alan Cole. The excerpt reads, Sargon, a god, bellowed with rage, his voxcaster amplifying it until his war cry was nearly a weapon in its own right and lumbered into a charge. Both chain axes revving up until the whirl of their blades became a banshee scream. Alan Cole raised their silenced stub gun and trained it on the behemoth bearing down on them, an action which looked to Zeke to be the equivalent of menacing Sumpcroc with a toothpick. I don't know what any of that shit meant, I'm sorry. It continues.
I don't know, but it sounds kind of cool.
Shadows threw themselves on a god, slowing him, overwhelming him. The slave master lashed out with his chain axes and one of his assailants was thrown clear, nearly bisected, but there were too many for him to fight. His arms were immobilized, and he was borne down to the ground, bellowing with impotent rage. Then a short, squat shape clambered onto his back and wrapped a slave's manacles around a god's neck, and began to pull. A god's breathing, hideously amplified by his voxcaster, became more and more ragged, more and more desperate. Then, as his executioner gave one final wrench of the chains, Sargon God's death rattle rang out. This is fucking pathetic. You're writing fan fiction about killing your enemies, bro. Oh my god. What? Benjamin reacted to being. Go ahead.
Hang on. Slightly off topic. This remember? Did you remember that? I think it was a community post that Eric July did, where, or was it a video he did where he was theorizing whether he himself got canonized as someone else's work as a villain?
Yeah, it happened. It happened twice where he wondered,
like
right?
Sargon.
Yeah, it happened twice where he wondered whether or not he was canonized. It was like a troll in a Thor comic, and again, it was a literal podcaster who looked an awful lot like him, wore a very similar hat to him. Yeah, it happened a couple times.
Yeah, the podcaster one is the one I'm thinking of. I was like, wait, is that actually him?
It's pretty damn close. I don't know. It seems like a sneak diss. Or subliminal. But anyway, Benjamin reacted to being parodied by Games Workshop and Brooks writing on X. I am officially canon in the Warhammer universe. He then added, if anyone could supply a proper description of this character, I am happy to make him and paint him. In that moment, Sargon of God. My God, bro. Stupid.
It's what you read earlier, yeah.
Yeah. I almost said it again. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say this is so hilarious, and I completely expected that out of Sargon. Like, anyone who's watched his videos or like the Lotus Eaters podcast where he hosts, everyone knows he's a very chill dude. He likes to joke around,
hey man,
roll with the punches. This would not have phased him at all.
They gave him a dope suit of armor. They gave him a dope ass suit of armor, bro. Like, long live Sargon of God, bro. Like, chain sword 40k. Then supplied him one. It reads, that voice again. Stentorian and rolling, packed with bombast and venom. A huge figure stepped into Zeke's view, silhouetted against the shifting blue light of the plasma regulators. He was close enough now to make out details. A pair of chain axes, one held casually in each hand. A breath griller over a man's mouth must contain the receiver for the Voxcaster speakers, which sat atop his armored pauldrons and sent his voice booming out into the underhive. His hair was long and dark and fell wetly over his chest and shoulders. His features were largely in shadow, but what Zeke could see of them were suffused with rage. It continues, Sargon of God, slave master. Zeke stumbled to a halt and raised his auto pistol, firing a spray of shells. His aim was off and the rounds knocked sparks from a god's chest plate instead of blowing apart his skull. The slave master staggered back, but kept his feet. Benjamin reacted, writing, what a cool description. That's pretty fucking cool, honestly. Like, alright, way to make me look like a badass. Like, you realize that in Warhammer 40k, it's literally just a rule of cool universe. Like, the evil is there, right? Of course, like, the evil is evil, but motherfuckers are gonna be paying attention to the cool shit more than the evil shit, bro. Like, the Emperor himself is basically evil. No one gives a fuck. Like, the entire 40k universe is nothing but a hive of scum and villainy. You just made... Oh, man. I don't think he knew what he was doing when he did this.
No, it reminds me of a comment I read on a YouTube video one time. I don't know if this completely rings true in every case, but this comment said, if I'm paraphrasing,
I
It's
want to get.
hilarious how every attempt. Huh?
Nah. Finish first.
What'd you
Finish
say?
first. Finish first. Finish first.
Okay, I was gonna say every attempt to make a far like a super far right character medium is all. Oh, oh, sorry. Hey, wait. It's funny seeing a woke lefty always try to make a super far right character and have it blow up in their have him commit a self own every time.
Yeah, I believe you're trying to say like they always attempt to vilify the supposed right wing character, but they always end up making them look even better. They make them look more clever, more formidable, and more right than they intend to. Like it's
Like
very hard to
they just
mock
they
reality, bro.
accidentally made the it's like they accidentally make the best character of the medium every single time, and it blows up in their face.
It's very
Basically
hard
committed
to
a self own every time.
Yeah, it's very hard to make the truth look or sound ridiculous. It's very hard. I don't know why they keep trying. It's nearly impossible. And here's the thing, right? Last stream we talked about how
But like
people. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, well, I mean, like you said, is when you have people like ideologically driven, they're not thinking with self awareness sometimes, especially in the boys of the case of the boys. You have a dude who's like so far up his rear end in his ideology, he does not realize what he just made that he just made Homelander the best character of the entire show for the
Oh, so
unintended reasons.
Rorschach
Not
too,
because people see
bro.
him as
They
a
do this
hero.
shit. They do this shit all the time, even with Rorschach, bro. And I want to segue from that point to this comment right here. Like last stream, we talked about how people who are supposedly centrist like to say that in the culture war, the right and the left are the fucking same. And things like this illustrate that this is literally not the fucking case because you don't have any people who are on the right making their real life fucking enemies into caricatures in their story and then making them out to be villains. Like this shit is just clownish. Like even this comment here, right? Omicron. I hear some people trying to be reasonable in blaming the right and left for tearing each other apart, but this is a good illustration of why I don't believe that to be the case. The left is constantly itching for a cultural fight and goes to very odd lengths to instigate the right. The right, for the most part, wants to be left alone. These people are obsessed with tearing things down and doing so in those very strange and almost passive aggressive ways.
Say almost passive aggressive. This is very passive aggressive.
Yeah, Carl should be happy with his description as a Nurgle player. Stupid.
He's absolutely loving it.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I'd probably be over the moon too. It's pretty cool. Like I get my own Warhammer figurine. That's dope. I'd fuck with that.
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
ahead.
Keep going. Hey, keep going down this route, and maybe someone will make a Warhammer character out of you too.
I'm not a fan of Warhammer. It wouldn't mean anything. I'd rather someone who's a fan of Warhammer get made into a fucking villain. Cause here's the thing. I'm pretty sure Carl got mentioned in Warhammer because he was critical of what people were doing to it. So yeah, there's also that. We actually have time for one more article. Holy shit, I had no idea. Let me see.
You do that. I'm gonna see if I can get somebody. Well, not someone to hop on here, but just to get someone to give background lore knowledge on the Warhammer faction, because.
Yeah, I don't know shit about
Hmm.
Warhammer. I've
Oh no,
watched a
yeah, he's
lot
just
of.
saying what. No, never mind. He just said what we said earlier. Still right though.
I've watched a lot of lore videos, but it doesn't make me an expert, man. It doesn't. Marvel vs. Capcom fighting game collection. Nah. Keep in with the theme.
I mean, I think I sent you like a bunch of topics
You did. They were
a while
all the
back, so there
yeah,
should be
they were
something.
yeah, they were all the
All old topics too.
Yeah, they were pretty much all within theme. I got another one. This is great. It's like 5 or so topics. Let's go.
I'm for sending you a bunch of shorter articles.
Alrighty, so we got. Can you see the screen still?
Yeah, I see it.
Bad, it's loading. Okay.
Is it getting up there on the yeah?
Yeah, it's up here. So we got fandomwire.com. I didn't have Warner Bros. Treating me better than Disney on my bingo cards. Deadpool creator Rob Liefeld's open declaration of war against Disney and Marvel. One needs to understand that comic book creators are the lifeblood of the narratives that grab our imaginations. All right. Is this the first time that an actual creator of a character has spoken out against people kind of co-opting their vision and bastardizing it? Like, is this the first time?
I think in Marvel's case, yes, but I'm pretty sure there's been other mediums where that's happened.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. Oh, who else? Who else did that? Like, I know it's happened elsewhere, but I think in Marvel's case, this might be the first time.
Okay. So, in summary, Rob Liefeld has taken to social media to vent his displeasure over his tense relationship with Disney. The co-creator of Deadpool shared an unpleasant experience his representatives had with Disney. His tweets underscore the ongoing fight for equitable recognition and compensation in the comic book industry. As we ride the high-octane anticipation wave towards the Deadpool and Wolverine release, the Marvel Universe seems to be reverberating its on-screen drama behind the curtains, with Deadpool's very own co-creator Rob Liefeld stirring the social media pot on the platform formerly known as Twitter. I'm still calling it Twitter. His recent outpouring of frustration regarding a rocky Disney relationship sends us the vital message that all is not calm in the superhero playground. Liefeld recently confessed a few angry things on his Twitter page. In the tweets, he mentioned an unpleasant and inconsiderate experience his representatives had. With his candid revelations of a heated negotiation fallout, we are reminded that even the mastermind behind superheroes must deal with corporate giants. Could Liefeld's thunderous battle cry hint at a larger struggle for fair recognition and compensation in the comic book industry? Deadpool co-creator Rob Liefeld raises concerns. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that quote you read at the beginning, that is probably the most Deadpool-like thing he said. He could have said.
Yeah,
that is the most Deadpool quote ever, man.
His own humor might have been injected into the character for sure during the creation. It makes sense. It would make a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah, I really think it was, which it explains a lot. He seems like not that he seems eccentric, but he seems to love self-aware humor.
Yeah. Let's see. Deadpool co-creator Rob Liefeld raises concerns over Disney collaboration. In the world of comic book creators, tensions with big corporations like Disney and Marvel Studios are not uncommon. But the recent X-tirade from Deadpool co-creator Rob Liefeld has fans wondering what exactly is going on behind the scenes. My reps were screamed at today. We are not Fox. Tell me about it. Also hung up on. More soon. June 3rd. Holy shit. Liefeld, who co-created Deadpool's character with Fabian Nicieza, took to X to air his frustrations with Disney, hinting at a disrespectful encounter his reps received. The following tweet mentioned a giant company that was employing coercion. I didn't have Warner Bros. Treating me better than Disney on my bingo card. Okay, so that tweet is gone.
That is the most Deadpool quote he has ever said.
That tweet is gone, so I guess we'll never see it. Like, it's not found. Maybe it exists somewhere, but via this article, it won't be tagged. So, yeah. While, yeah. While he didn't provide specific details, fans speculate that it may be related to compensation for his creation appearing in the upcoming Deadpool and Wolverine movie. If that is the case, this wouldn't be the first time Disney has faced backlash for its treatment of creators. Author Alan Dean Foster famously took Disney to court over unpaid royalties for his Star Wars novels, eventually reaching a settlement. See The Verge. Disney argued that having acquired the contracts from Lucasfilm, they were no longer obligated to fulfill the conditions of the earlier agreements. Foster and many other writers are said to have received their royalties after the case was ultimately resolved via superhero hype, though more do occasionally surface. In 1990, Liefeld and Nicieza collaborated to create the Deadpool character. Though Liefeld is undoubtedly the more outspoken of the two iconic figures in the story, the former frequently discusses the characters on social media, at conventions, in interviews, and on his podcast. The evolution of a merc with a mouth. Rob Liefeld bids adieu to Deadpool. Rob Liefeld is currently creating his last... No.
Oh,
okay,
wait,
so
yeah, you're reading
it's dealing with comic books. So it says Rob Liefeld is currently creating his last Deadpool comic, having announced his retirement after more than 30 years in the comic book business. The 5-issue series Deadpool Team Up will debut on August 28, 2024. Okay. He took to Twitter February 2024 saying, "I'm retiring from Deadpool. It's official." Yep. After 33 years of not only introducing Deadpool by chronicling many of his most popular adventures, it's time for the Deadpool daddy to say farewell. One of the fun parts, about getting older. What the hell? Wait,
it's showing you the full tweet.
Yeah, the rest of the tweet.
Yeah,
oh my god!
Ooh,
Fuck, it's long.
Yeah, it's a lot.
One of the fun parts about getting older is you can retire from things, so here I am. So I worked up one last crazy Deadpool yarn for the fine folks at Marvel, and they responded with eclectic glee, and I started producing it last month for release summer 2024. I often wonder what my life would be like if I had not created and sold not just Deadpool, but Cable, Domino, Strife, and many others to Marvel. What if young Rob hadn't taken up the challenge of transforming a title that was headed towards cancellation as one of the better alternate universe tales? It certainly transformed my young career, creating opportunities and record-breaking sales for New Mutants and X-Force. Creating and introducing the Deadpool Corps, featuring Lady Deadpool and Dogpool, was a great function of my midlife crisis during 2009. Ah, man, I'm glad he knows, bro. In 2015, I started Deadpool Bad Blood, getting Deadpool his first original graphic novel, and his only chart-topping #1 ranking to date. An achievement that got me a round of congratulations from Marvel brass that pumped my chest out farther than Captain America's. Man, yeah, I love Liefeld, man. The more I read this, the more I like him.
He seems so cool.
He's even making fun of that famous drawing of Captain America. That's funny. No other author has combined to write and illustrate more Deadpool work. I'll complete this journey with over 1,000 pages alongside my mercenary misfit. So I'll finish this one last Deadpool story, and trust me, it's a wild one, and call it a collaboration for the ages. It'll be fun. In case you are wondering, why now? That's easy. I'll be 57 at the end of this, and my eyes are still functioning. The work continues to be strong. I want to go out with the best effort I can muster. The hand-eye coordination won't be there forever. I'll elaborate more on this on my next Robservations podcast, and look forward to taking this journey with you, the world's greatest fans, who have always provided the best support a cartoonist could ever imagine, and that is saying something. What's crazy is that shit looked long, but it didn't read long. It didn't read long at all. God, man.
Helps that, like, this guy, you can tell this guy's he's a real one. He's self-aware. Like,
yeah, I guess I'd rather have him retire.
Because, like, look, I'm old.
I guess I'd rather have him retire than die mid comic. How many times does that shit happen? Like Toriyama passed in the middle of some projects, man. It sucked.
Bro.
Yeah, Liefeld gave an explanation for his decision to discontinue the character after all the years. Yep, I read that already.
Oh, wait, you already read that bit, yeah.
With regard to the WB comment, he has never shied away from collaborating with other businesses. He co-founded Image Comics and had sporadic employment with DC. As of right now, Liefeld's only known project with WB is recently revealed. Evangeline? I think I said that right. Movie starring Margot Robbie as C Deadline. With Liefeld's recent deal with Warner Bros., one can assume that Disney's treatment of him may have pushed him to work with a rival studio. Could this be the beginning of a larger dispute over the rights to Deadpool and how they are compensated? Excuse me.
You know
Despite,
what that reminds me of?
Go ahead.
You know now that you mentioned like fight for the rights of the character, that reminds me of a while back, long while back before No Way Home happened. I remember reading this Facebook article about the Steve Ditko like residents, like family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Relatives were fighting for the rights of Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. Like trying to like buy him back from Marvel, I think, at the time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know how that ended or how that what happened to all that, but I remember that was like for like a second that was like a big drama going on because like after No Way Home there was like nothing Spider-Man like related going on. And
Nothing.
everyone was worried that he was gonna get rebooted again.
I don't know, man. As much as I like the idea of seeing more Spider-Man come to life on the big screen, whether it be through a live-action TV series or a movie, might be time to put superheroes away for a good long while, and that sucks because Spider-Man is a character that never fucking gets old for me, like ever. Like that character never gets old, man. I don't know what it is. He just doesn't.
You see, yeah, you see, okay, that's just the problem. This kind of circles back to what you were saying about like how we always get pulled back into like and falling for the same traps. To me, when it comes to Spider-Man, I'm probably still gonna end up watching a Spider-Man like a new Spider-Man thing, even if I know it's probably gonna be bad, just because like it's really hard to let go of that character that you've been with, basically timeless, that you've known all your life, and it's probably gonna outlive you. It's gonna be really hard to put Spider-Man away as like entirely from the media.
As long as you're not giving most of your money to people who hate you. And I know some people have a problem with that phrasing. But we just read a fucking article of a guy literally hating his fans openly. Like, he fucking wrote a fanfic. Yeah. He wrote a fanfic of a fan getting killed as a villain, bro. Like, I'm not trying to hear that shit. It's real. They hate you, and they still expect your money. Real. It's a fact. But anyway, let me finish up this article.
Although
go ahead.
No, sorry, you finish up.
Despite the uncertainty surrounding the situation, we have to agree that Liefeld is not backing down. As he prepares to release his final Deadpool comic and the highly anticipated Deadpool and Wolverine hits theaters, the comic book world is buzzing with speculation over what this feud could mean for the future of one of Marvel's most beloved characters. Deadpool and Wolverine will be released on July 26th, 2024, excuse me. You know what's crazy?
Oh, easy there.
As long as I haven't bought a Marvel comic, I think I might actually buy his last run of Deadpool. Just because I want to support Liefeld that much. Because he is a comic book legend, bro. He is. And as far as I've seen, as far as I've seen, he's made no effort to disparage fans in any way. So.
No, he seems like the few that like actually loves life and loves the work he's done and the people that supported it. He seems like the good type of creator, like the well, I wouldn't say the I wouldn't say the Scott Cawthon of comic creators, but he seems like he's one of those type of guys like you'd definitely want to chill with.
Yeah, it's a shame
Go
though
on
that.
like joining a podcast with him.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Sorry, I was gonna say like as aspiring creatives like us, he's the type of guy I would definitely want to talk to.
Yeah, but it's a shame that people like him and Henry Cavill get maligned by directors who just want to shove their personal politics and everything. Like, they just seem disinterested in delivering what fans actually want to see, and the people who actually want to give fans that, they just want to push by the wayside. And I don't know what this war on escapism is, bro. I don't get it. I don't understand. Well,
Well, if
I'm saying
Wes
that
was
I do
here,
understand, but it sucks. It sucks. I do
I was
understand.
gonna, I was gonna say, I mean, I feel like we do know, and if Wes was here, he would make a huge statement about obvious certain entities coming in trying to take control of our brains.
I mean, I don't want to wax on about the political aspect of it too much because, like, we know, but I'm trying to highlight the entertainment more so. But yeah, that's pretty much. I think that's it, bro. I think we came in at an hour 43 minutes.
Oh, I was
Hmm?
gonna say, in terms of like people that hate us. I don't know. Would you say Ryan Reynolds is one of those type of guys? Because he seems
No,
chill. And,
I don't think.
we
No, Ryan Reynolds definitely isn't one of the guys who hates fans. I don't think he's one of those actors that wants to be dogmatic and tell you that you're garbage for watching his films. I don't think he's one of those. He seems like an actor that really wants to give a good performance in whatever he's in. What's going on?
to make money.
What's going on, John? No, I think he actually has a passion for acting. I don't think he gives a shit about politics at all. I just think he has a passion for acting. That's what I see from him in any role he's in. I just think he likes being himself in his films.
And I know because I agree because I remember seeing a bunch of interviews where he like fought like hard to make the first Deadpool movie how he wanted to make it. It
Good,
turned
and
and
it
it was
came out
for
great.
the
It
most
came
part
out.
pretty true to character.
I think
He
he
fought
actually
like 10
liked.
years to make it happen.
I think he liked Deadpool as a character, like legitimately. Like I think Ryan Reynolds is like the Tobey Maguire of Deadpool, bro. Like he's like this. I say this generations. He's like fuck. What am I? You know what I'm trying to say? He's like Tobey Maguire in that he wanted to be true to a character in its fullest form. You know
Yeah,
what
I
I
do
mean?
get that impression of him too, and especially since he basically bullied Hugh Jackman to come back as Wolverine after
he
retiring.
bullied Hugh Jackman. That's funny.
Oh, I did get some feedback from one of my friends who knows the Warhammer lore.
Hmm.
You know how you're asking about like if Space Marines were made like infertile or like
To where they
they
wouldn't
can't have
like
kids or like anything like that.
to where they wouldn't have a desire to bed women and shit like that, because that seems like something they would do. I'm pretty sure I heard that somewhere. What did he say?
He said it's not specific, but it is said that they're unable, at least unable to, because that kind of thinking was ripped out with during their indoctrination process.
Yeah, so I'm
And
basically
many
I'm
of them
basically
are
right. Go ahead.
more mentally closer to children, like outside of doing their duties as soldiers.
Hmm.
They like to do like a couple of like children's activities in their free time, like
They
getting
get
the best score in gunfights and like things like that.
they get fucking free time. Oh
Like 20
wait,
minutes of free time.
wait. While we have time, there's one more topic I wanted to broach. You remember James O'Keefe?
Yeah. Oh yes. I know. Yeah. Okay. I see what you're gonna do. I know what you're
Yeah,
gonna do.
I want to cover that last thing since we're actually coming off the back of Disney treating Rob Liefeld
Dizzy.
like
Yeah.
shit. Treating Rob Liefeld like shit. Um, where the fuck is that article of James O'Keefe?
I sent it to you, didn't I?
It's a tweet. It's not an
Put in
article.
I could have sworn I sent. Yeah, I sent. I could have sworn I sent it to you though.
Did you DM it? You might have DM'd it.
No, I'm pretty sure I put it in the Monkey Paw channel. Let me look for it right now.
I only see the fucking. Oh, you
Yeah,
shared a
yeah, I have.
video.
I see.
Shared a video.
No, no.
Shit.
Actually, I see the tweet you put. I see the tweet you put.
Yeah,
Let
but
me put it in the VC chat.
yeah, no, you sent a video of James O'Keefe saying some stupid. The
No, no, no.
O'Keefe.
It wasn't James O'Keefe saying something stupid. It was James O'Keefe exposing the Disney
Oh,
hiring
yeah,
practices.
my bad. O'Keefe is not the guy. He's not the Disney guy. He's the reporter. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's the reporter in charge of his own media group.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
Also, I put the
O'Keefe.
tweet in the VC chat.
I'm gonna play a little bit of the video actually. Shit, this shit is 20 minutes. Never mind.
Oh, okay.
Fuck. You said there's an article too. I'm gonna go grab it. Yeah, I'm gonna grab it.
No, it was a tweet that you put in the chat, and I moved it to the VC channel. If you want to look through that instead, I could see if there's an article. Let's see. Okay. Let me see if there's an article on it. Okay. But there's just the tweet and the video.
That's it? Okay. Well, we're gonna cover this.
Right now, yeah. Right now, I'm gonna see if I can find the. I'm gonna look through the O'Keefe Media website. See if I.
Matter of fact,
see if I can find it there.
the video is probably in the tweet. So let me just quit playing and grab that.
I'm playing it right now. I was gonna say it's funny because James O'Keefe he does mainly look at uh like serious like serious issues like politics and beyond. So the fact that we're including him in this is
Breaking news. Senior Vice President at the Walt Disney Company details. Hang on, let me see if y'all can see this.
I am coming through on the audio, right?
Yeah, you're coming through. I haven't muted anything. Matter of fact, let me check the audio again because I haven't brought the sound in for the Twitter video yet. Say something real quick because I'm pretty sure you're coming in loud and clear.
Yeah, check. Yeah, check 1 2.
Yeah, you're fine.
Oh, okay.
Trolling yourself. So.
Huh?
Breaking news. Senior Vice President of the Walt Disney Company details discriminatory hiring practices. Nobody else is going to tell you this, but they're not considering any white males for the job, says Michael Giordano, a Vice President of Business Affairs. There's no way we're hiring a white male. Giordano reveals Disney uses code words and buzzwords to avoid legal action and even mentions a candidate being rejected for not looking black enough. Holy shit. Giordano also admits Disney gives bonuses to executives for practicing diversity, equity, and inclusion. Racism. Agreeing that diversity helps with financial incentives. Giordano further claims He's been denied promotions due to his race. Stay tuned for the Disney Tapes Part 2. Crazy, bro. I'm gonna follow this. I'm following this shit. I gotta know how this ends.
Should definitely follow him for like other news too, like outside of Disney. He does a lot of groundbreaking stuff.
Gotta restart the audio.
It's glitching out.
As far as Disney's concerned, I'm a white male, and that's not.
There we go.
Who they're looking to promote at the moment.
I'm gonna restart the video again. The audio should be coming in just fine for y'all.
There have been times where, you know, there's no way we're hiring a white male first.
Just kind of unspoken.
There are times when it's spoken, but
How would they say it?
there's no way we're hiring a white male this week. They say
Like straight to you, or okay?
They'd be very careful how they message that to agents.
According to these videotapes, Disney blatantly discriminates against whites, white men in particular.
That's crazy.
I'm sort of like well prepared for it.
I mean, we always kind of knew that, but to hear
As
it,
far as Disney's
like,
concerned, I'm a white male.
to just say it out loud.
Who they're looking to promote.
Yeah, man, to hear them say it out loud is fucking surprising. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, exactly, D-Live. So much for equality. Like, it's, what the fuck?
I was gonna say it's funny,
Yeah.
like, because the reason why he's saying all this is because he thinks he's on a date with someone who isn't gonna like expose him.
That's crazy. So they Trojan horsed his ass. They honeypotted his ass. Oh, no. I don't, okay. That calls into question a lot of, oh my God. That's a moral conundrum for me. Because, like, it's good that we know the scumbag shit. But if they set him up, that's kind of fucked up. Just a little bit. It's a little bit fucked up. You know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing. It's not that it's not like they setting him up. It's just that ask him a question and he just tells him because he doesn't think that it's gonna come back and bite him in the rear.
Okay, I hope it
So
was.
he's basically telling on himself.
I
He's
hope
basically
it
telling on
was.
himself.
I hope this was ethically garnered information. I hope so.
It's
But
it is ethical.
As a white
They're-
guy,
They,
even
this is a
white
group.
males
This is like a very
doubts about the
because this is a real independent private media group. They they do. It's basically undercover journalism, which is still ethical. So as long as they're not manipulating the other person, technically.
okay.
Basically, ask the person, "Hey, do y'all do this?" And
Okay.
they just went, "Yeah, we do."
That's crazy. All right, hang on.
ability for advancement for himself.
I
at Disney.
knew
In
I
fact,
knew he
Michael
was coming.
actually got to experience Disney's discrimination against white males firsthand.
I've been at the company for 11 years now, so I have friends in HR and I have friends in those
Yeah.
divisions, and they're like, look, nobody else is going to tell you this, Mike, but they're not considering any white males for the shop. They're just not.
We're all anti-Semites for pointing this out now.
Probably. we probably are. You're
We're all
probably not wrong.
anti-Semitic now
Oh,
because
bless.
yeah, nothing much. Just posting JQ memes.
Oh my God.
Because they didn't look black enough.
We wanted to hire somebody in the department a few years ago now.
This is the most blatantly racist hiring practices.
didn't-
I mean, we already knew that, but
And there was a creative executive who was like, "We're not like that's not what's wrong." Like they wanted somebody in meetings who would appear a certain way, and he wasn't gonna bring that to the meeting. I mean, it kind of feels like at some point there's going to be a lawsuit. That's kind of how it feels, just because of
And that is a
Okay, he seems to be volunteering this information.
Explain pushing these discriminatory practices. They use code words and buzzwords.
I'm guessing that there's acceptable code words and buzzwords that are used to explain what they're looking for. They might say something like, look, we're not looking at like the usual suspects for this job. So it's like not like a legally actionable thing, but everybody knows what it means. They, for writers and actors, you hear all the time, like, I'm looking to hire writers and actors who bring diversity. I'm not looking to bring on any more clients who are white.
Yeah, you remember when everyone used to say diverse usually basically means non-white?
Yeah, and
turns out that was exactly like we were right. It was a bunch of fucking gaslighting. So
that's all it was. I mean, well, no shit. But the only thing I do to Disney at this point is just carpet cobalt them.
Sorry, Wes, you're not qualified to work at Disney. What the fuck?
Why would I want to work for a bunch of literal KIKE pedo stereotypes? Embodied. Why would I want to work for that?
Oh my god. Yo, what's up, Arachnids? What's going on? Appreciate you.
I'm inflammatory, folks, but I'm telling the truth about the stereotype. I'm right, guys. Y'all know this.
Yeah.
But just you playing this makes you all anti-Semitic goyim now.
I don't know, man.
Just calling this out.
I mean, listen, I guess I'll be that. I don't know. You'll be wrong, but you can call me whatever you want, bro. I'm just reporting.
I mean,
I'm just the messenger.
You like you said a while back, Kane. We just accept the villain label at this point.
Oh yeah, accept your role as the villain. I used to say that all the time on the other podcast.
Dude, I mean, fuck. I flaunt it. I make sure I have and I show the asshole tattoo that goes with it.
Jesus Christ, Wes.
I mean, they write the jokes themselves. I'm just telling them. I mean, fuck.
We're not gonna watch much more of this because it is fucking 20 minutes. I recommend y'all watch it though, for real. James O'Keefe Media Group is the name on YouTube. Yeah.
D Live says we the Akatsuki.
We're basically the Akatsuki clan. You're right. The Disney tapes.
Get cool robes and a cool background music.
Outside Disney corporate headquarters. This is our first part in a series about blatant discrimination and woke policies at the Walt Disney Company. To say that
crazy, dude,
has had a tumultuous 5 years, well, that would be an understatement. Major box office flops, a losing battle with the state of Florida, and a stock that is one of the worst performers.
Oh yeah, I remember I sent you that a while back for a topic video.
I thought we covered Disney stock going down.
You did. Y'all did on a separate episode. You've done it before.
The Florida lawsuit battle. I mean.
Got you. Okay. I don't think we covered that in depth. We can though.
I was gonna say it basically falls in line with this topic too.
If you can look for it, maybe we'll talk about it. It'll be something that we pair alongside the Disney tapes thing. I can't wait for part 2. I'm definitely covering that shit. If he's gonna be dropping a full-length series, I want to cover this because, we had the Twitter files. We had the Twitter files, and now we got the Disney tapes.
Actually, I do need because I put it was a video.
I got a bombshell to drop too towards the end.
Okay.
All of Disney's recent failings are as a result of Bob Iger and the cast of characters here at Disney.
The cast of characters.
Force woke DEI policies into every aspect of Disney's vast media empire. What used to be a highly profitable company by being the gold standard of family entertainment has taken a sharp downturn in the wake of all of its wokeness. Under CEO Bob Iger's leadership, Disney's downfall likely started with the insane hiring practices amongst its executives and creative teams. One of their top senior vice presidents claims that they not only discriminate against white men, When recruiting and hiring middle management, they actually give bonuses for hiring and retaining employees that are specifically not white. According to these videotapes, Disney blatantly discriminates against whites, white men in particular. Not a week goes by without a news headline about potential medical supply shortages, threats to our infrastructure, or power grid. And you remember what they pulled during the last pandemic. Certain medications were mysterious.
All right, that's enough. Anyway, that's crazy. Like so each time we go over some new information about the Disney tapes, we're not gonna watch the whole video. That said, I'm watching this shit in my spare time. I gotta watch the rest of this. I recommend y'all watch it too. Soups, what'd you pull on him making a series? Is there a part 2 out already? Did Soups just fucking disappear? Hold up. Oh, damn. Hold on. This is the absolute wrong place. Sorry about that. Where the hell did fucking Soups go? Oh, damn. I think Soups had to go. Oh, well. That was pretty much it for the show anyway. We were just going to cover that last topic and wrap it up. But, hang on. Wes, you said you had something to add. Hello. Yeah, man, everybody's going AFK at the last leg of the show. All right. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and do sign off then, because that's what I was going to do anyway. I'm just glad I was able to give you guys a show. Now, Wes is still appearing in he's still in the voice chat, but he's not talking. But I'm just glad I was able to give you guys a show this week. We had some really bad technical difficulties on Thursday when I planned on doing this originally, so we ended up having to cancel. So yeah, keep an eye out for me dropping more shorts content and more lesson videos on the YouTube channel. Check out the links in the description to keep your finger on the pulse of Cosmogoth. This has been your gracious host, Kaine Walker. I am signing off, and I will see you all again next time. Peace.